About what DJ Wills was playing, it just took me back to prime whiskey. I mean, when whiskey, those days like this, you're like, oh my god, what's this guy singing? And it's so interesting to see how whiskey is still dominating the industry even today. And I'm like, at this point, when will our Afrobeat stars start doing masterclass for younger artists? I mean, there are always conferences, for bankers. They say, oh, if you're an aspiring banker, I don't see something like that too for Afrobeat. So it's something that you guys should consider to teach the youngins how to be star make yes, stars, not star makers. Be star makers and teach them how to be stars. Anyways, you guys, you're on What's Hot, Not Advice Hub. My name is Prezo Bata. Welcome to the show.
All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to the show. My name is Eniola Adekunle. This is What's Hot, where we talk about all the gist and trending topics on social media. So stay with us.
Okay, welcome. So diving right into the first story. Before we even take the first story, I just want us to do a little congratulations to Angelique Kidjo. I mean, she was it she won again the Walk of Fame,
got,
right?
A star on the
Hollywood Walk of Fame, and big congratulations to her. Really, I mean, as the first African musician to ever get her star there. I mean, there's been a lot of backlash on African organizations not having their own awards, I know, but I think this is just about celebrating a music legend, an icon, a living legend for that matter, because she has crossed generations. It's been hard work and it's very reflective. I mean, even in this generation, she's been able to collaborate with some of our, favorite artists. I really give her a big shout out. Well done, Mama. You did it. You won. Well done. So yes, in case anyone wants to say anything.
Yes, I thought you were going to take it as like an actual story, but it's just as if you just wanted to.
No, I wanted.
her.
Personally, I don't know what another person would say.
Well, see, at the end of the day, congrats to Mama and whatnot. It's so inspiring that she's the first African musician to have a Hollywood star. And I'm happy because, maybe a man would have had it before in the past, and that's say, first female. But this one is like first, and a woman do women will save the world. And that is why we need more women in leadership positions, because, look at how iconic she is. Yeah. And, it has taken so long. Somebody that has won 4 Grammys, not like Grammys are like the... what's the word? It's not like Grammys are the standard for what a successful career should look like, but she has been able to stay decades to have a successful career. It's not easy. I'm so proud of her. And, I saw a comment on X, on Twitter, or what the OGs call it, where somebody was saying something like, she I don't know if she was married to the man, but she was the man that said, oh, no, I don't want you to do music. I want you to, be my wife. And she was like, no, she picks her career. And this is a lesson to, like, younger women that you have to pick yourself, because, imagine if she had decided to marry the man now, or decided to be a stay-at-home, we will have this legend like this. No, we will not have it. So it's good that you choose your career. I've already said it, that women, there's so much that we can do. There's so much to us than marriage or childbearing. If you want to have that, that is good. But let's not be as if you're doing that because of society expects you to do that. Let it be that is what you really want for yourself as a human being. And let it be that, yes, that is what you want, so that later you don't resent your children. Because a lot of African mothers, particularly mothers, they always resent their children because they had dreams and aspirations, but somehow marriage, pregnancy got in the way, and then they now begin to put their resentments on those children. But back to Angelina, Kidjo, I'm so happy, for her, obviously. But some people were now saying that, why has it taken so long for her to win this thing? Or gain this thing, she's. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is why we need, as a continent, we need to build our own. We have to stop waiting for the white man's validation. Why don't we have our own stars here? Why do we have to wait for them? Imagine a lot of people that are celebrating, they would not get that celebration because the white man has not considered them worthy, and they will just die like that. So what are we doing to build our continent? What are we doing to also do our own award system that will award our legends while they are alive? Fela has already died. He was somebody that was an icon, a legend. Now his children that are iconic are still there. There's Uncle Femi, he's still there. Oh, sorry, why did I say that? There is Femi, Femi Kuti, he's still there. There's Shehu Kuti, he's still there.
Why did you withdraw the uncle?
No, it's not. I don't know him personally. He's not my uncle. He's a celeb. So I got his father Fela. I can't reach it. I say Uncle Femi. I don't know him personally. But at the end of the day, like I said, I already said it a lot of times. We need to build our own and stop, complaining where these people now say, oh, finally we have found you worthy. But congratulations to her, she deserves it. Well deserved.
100%. Okay, so banter small.
Okay.
Before we even move on, you said Uncle Femi, then
Yeah.
you took it back.
I took it back.
Which
That's
is,
unlike
which is
me,
a-
say.
which is absolutely nice.
Yeah.
But do you know that there's this uncle culture, auntie culture,
In
mommy
Nigeria.
culture in Nigeria?
In Africa.
I know about Nigeria a lot because I mean, there's
We
only a
live
limit I can speak about other African countries.
Yeah.
But then, do you think that it's a good thing? Because I mean, there's a generation that really wants you to see them and call them ma, sir, uncle, auntie. Meanwhile, we live in an era where this generation is saying, "You are not my father's brother. You are not my mother's sister. You are Stella, or you
Period.
are Andrew." You get that kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
So, and there's this clash. Do you think that it is necessary to call somebody uncle or auntie?
Eniola, do you want to go first? This one that you have been so quiet.
Honestly,
I think Eniola should go first, since she's from a culture that they really do like respect.
Yeah, actually, if one thing, Yoruba people are obsessed with, culture, with all this.
Egbon.
Don't give me something with left hand. That's disrespect. I still had an experience with one very silly uncle yesterday.
No, be
but
smart.
I don't care.
It's when
You
she added
understand?
silly.
Yeah,
Thank God,
I gave you money
No.
with my left hand. You collected it. He reached to give me change. They tell me, we are so disrespectful. Yada yada yada. Why you understand that kind of thing?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Personally, I've never been crazy about stuff like that.
Yeah.
My niece, my nephews, the younger ones, they all call me Annie. You understand? So because you could call me auntie and still disrespect me, right? So
Exactly.
what is now the point?
Yeah,
so
And particularly
I'm
with,
saying-
like,
I'm
I
saying
don't
where-
mention
sorry,
tribe,
sorry,
but with
sorry.
your they say omo ale. They finish greeting you, oh egbon. Immediately you leave, like say, hey omo buruku ni omo ale, and I'm like, don't just respect this person. Than for you to not perform respect and then you're not disrespecting them.
Yo, that one is even they waited for the person to leave. Oh.
Yeah,
Do you know
there
that
are
there are
people that
some
will do it
Gen
in
Z
your
that will say
presence.
that will even prostrate. Hey Joma, you are very stupid. I saw one girl. They were standing at a BRT bus stop, right? The man behind her is an old man, an elderly man, and then she's saying that the man should not oppress her and try to go ahead of her because she was there before him. And the man started trying to make a fuss out of it. And then he's like, "You're disrespecting your elders. I'm pretty sure that I'm older than your father." And I this guy turn no, give him say sorry. Hey Josa, you want respect, daddy? You are mad.
Like sarcastic respect.
I swear
or
to
disrespect.
God.
But I want to say yes now, for what Vera asked now. I really think that respect is very important, right? But putting auntie and uncle does not now mean that you respect the person. And I do not believe that this so-called auntie uncle thing should enter into celeb culture. If you're a celebrity, if let's say your name is a Don Jazzy, right? Okay, that's a nickname. Let me look for somebody that uses their actual name. Let's say Shafi Bello. Oh God, I don't want to mention Shafi Bello. Do you know why I don't want to mention Shafi Bello?
Why?
Because she has been in the news for something like this, that
Yeah.
somebody came to her and called her. But I think I would not approach a Shafi Bello and call her Shafi Bello because she's older. I might just say ma.
But
No, because I'm him. I'm not saying if I see him, I'll say sir. Of course, I'll say sir.
okay.
And I think sir is a general respect, right? But I wouldn't call him uncle. Why? Because I do not know you personally. But back to her, I think she had something that somebody maybe a fan wanted to take a picture of her, and that one came out. I was like, oh, hi Shafi. And she was like, excuse you, it's Auntie Shafi. I wouldn't approach a Shafi Bello and say hi Shafi. I'm pleased. I was just, oh hi ma, oh, hi, I really like your work. We'll take pictures. When I now know her personally, I say, oh auntie, because now I have a personal relationship with her. I think the celeb culture. I wouldn't see a Funke Akindele. It's a Funke Akindele. It's a Femi Kuti. That is your brand. The auntie is not part of your brand. And I think that a lot of them they forget that they are actually a brand. We see Celine Dion. Who is going to call her oh auntie? Celine Dion. She's a brand. Yeah, you call her master because it's a respectful thing to do, like in maybe corporate culture. But I don't believe in now say oh auntie. I think it's eye service. If you ask me, especially some of the fans, you don't want to be writing. I'm like, you don't know these people personally. I remember when I was in primary school. And something happened because I even observed it. I was in a very local primary school, and then I now moved to like one that I knew that Omome amount. I started seeing different classes. Let me not go into that. But I remember the school I was at. We used to call our teachers auntie. Auntie D's, Uncle Toby, Kiniko. When I went there, so I started calling the woman auntie, and she said, no, I'm not your aunt. Like, I'm not related to your father. You call me Mrs. My surname. And from that, I picked it. That was in primary 4. I can never, although I can't remember her name now, but I can never forget that woman. She was like, no, I'm not related to you. Call me Mrs. This. So even if these celebs, they feel like, oh, they want to, maybe we should be calling you Mrs. your name. But all this thing of, oh, auntie, uncle, you're not related to us.
Honestly.
It's by blood or by personal relationship. For example, now if Funke Akindele now that is very, friendly, maybe now somebody in the industry who is an up and coming actress now has a personal relationship with her, you can call her Auntie Funke. But if you're just a fan, I don't think you have any business calling her Auntie Funke. For me, I think it's eye service. But everybody to each their own. Yeah.
I agree, but I've seen it, and this thing is even double wahala for one problem, really, because there is the part where people say uncle, auntie, and there's the part where people now choose to say sir, ma, as opposed to the miss, corporate. Mrs., Mr., and whatever. And for Funke Akindele Omo, I've seen people who are not related to her say Auntie Funke,
like
Auntie Funke.
I think it's eye service.
I really don't get it. Service. But then I think it's a cultural problem. I think it's a traditional thing that, there's a generation that expects you to call them auntie, sir, and ma, or as opposed to just calling them their name. What happened to saying Funke Akindele?
And you can still respect her because you're calling her Funke. It's her name. It's not disrespectful to call her name.
There's an adage that salutation is not love. So the fact that someone is prostrating to you does not mean they really love you. That person can poison you. But the person that calls you your first name by your name can be the person that, opens even more doors for you, love you, and give you all the respect necessary.
Yeah, 100%. Please, I know want to move on, but I also want to say my own point on this. Okay. I 100% agreed. Because somebody is calling you auntie, uncle does not mean that they actually respect you. I think it's even better for somebody to call you by your name and just talk and respect you than for them to now do eye service and call you auntie this. Because I mean, a lot of my little cousins, they will just be calling me auntie. I'm like, do you understand why you're calling me auntie? First of all, I'm not even your auntie, like I'm your cousin, right? But because of the age difference. But sometimes by the time they talk to me, I'll be like, it's as if this one they're just calling me auntie because they told them to call me auntie. But they don't even understand. I would rather they call me by my name, but respect me. Don't be rude to me because obviously I'm not your media. Some things that you cannot tell me. As opposed to you now calling me auntie, but say at the end of the day you go still disrespect me. So at the end of the day, let's stop the nice service. And these celebrities are not your family members. Stop doing that auntie rubbish, uncle rubbish, I beg.
I agree. So moving on, Pokoli has been in the news for rape allegations, and the story has just been back and forth. And a very dark man came out to say that Miss Jody, who is a rapper, he's not saying she's lying, but he cannot take that to heart because she does not have any evidence. And if she's saying that Pokoli is really guilty, she should provide evidence. And this is someone who said she went to visit Pokoli at his residence in the UK and with her friend who schooled with Pokoli. Eventually, Pokoli started touching her inappropriately. And then eventually when they wanted to leave, and she was married at the time, so when she wanted to leave, Pokoli now dragged her friend to inappropriately touching that one and almost taking that one to the room. But because he's not so much of a big man, according to her, he's like 5, whatever she mentioned. They just pushed him aside like this and left. And that story is very disturbing because one, you cannot invalidate the truth that many men are being falsely accused, and two, you cannot invalidate that many women will definitely till the world end have no proof to show that they were assaulted. Because I mean, if you take the case of this woman now, she probably don't have access to Pokoli's residence CCTV, or if there is any, and if her friend was not with her, she would not have an ally, so it's always a case of it's my word against yours. So at what point do we now get to believe rape victims on the go? Because we cannot invalidate their pain. That's what's very disturbing to me as a person in the story. I can't invalidate the fact that VDM is asking for proof, which because a lot of women have, used rape as a tool to get men to jail. So yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't know. Like somebody was saying on TV, like who is VDM in the grand scheme of things? Because actually, he's not a court authority. So even if there's any proof, it's not you that they will give the proof to. It's to a judge.
Yes.
So if you want proof, maybe you go and study law for 5 years and go to law school and then do the process 10 years and then you become a
if
judge.
You know,
because I mean, who are you? Okay, what now happens when you now see the proof? Is it that you're not going to convict the person? So I don't understand the kind of power that some people give themselves. But like to this story of what is happening, at the end of the day, allegations are not proof that somebody did something. There could be false allegations. But the thing is, the reason why I don't want to speak so much on this is because there's nothing much to say. There's been allegations and then he has been arrested. And one thing I know about the UK police is that they will not just arrest if they do not have evidence that feels like this probably what these girls are saying is true. And you see, I even like the girls or whoever involved in this, because I mean they didn't even come to social media to say, oh, you raped me. None of that nonsense. They went straight to the authorities. That's what you should do. Go and report to the police. They do their investigations. They arrest who they need to arrest, and then investigations go from there. So we cannot really say anything. Pending the time that they will do their investigations, they will not tell us, oh, did anything happen? They go to court and probably there's a conviction, but we cannot say, okay, this happened. But another thing is that even if they even go to court and there's no conviction, it does not now mean that he did not still do it though. Because I mean, rape is one of the hardest things to prove because of how to obtain the evidence. Some people, they don't know that immediately that you're raped, you have to go to the hospital. Some people, they just go home because they feel disgusted. I mean, it's a very disgusting crime. So they want to go and, bait and take your, but that thing that you're baiting, that's the evidence. So when you go and wash up, how do you then prove? Now to this lady that is alleging that she was almost raped by Pokoli, and she said that at the time the reason why she couldn't go to the police station was because there was no evidence of anything. It was attempted, and how do you, it's just your story against his. According to her, she was up and coming, still up and coming, but like, oh, this is the guy that has access, probably he will help in one way, and we were together in the room, and I don't know if she said he puts his hand in her underwear or something, and she was like, what's the meaning of that? And she started to slap his hand away, and she warned him. According to her, she said that if you try that again, I'm going to treat your F up, and I'm going to, and she told her husband at the time. But at the end of the day, it does not now mean that she's lying. That one that VDM is saying bring proof. How is she going to bring the proof? But if this guy is convicted, of rape, it then means that her story is 100% true. But I don't think she will now come and be chasing clout with this kind of thing. And also young men in the industry, you guys have to be very careful, because I mean a lot of people think that the concept of sexual assault is when it is violent, or rape is when it is violent. They'll be like, oh, after I did not tear her clothes. But you can be having sex with the girl and the girl then says no, like I don't want to have sex again. At that point you're meant to stop, but some people will still continue. As long as she says stop and you continue, you're already raping her. It doesn't have to be violent, and she might be there because she doesn't want to make a fuss about it. It does not still mean that you did not rape her. A lot of things have been so normalized. A girl is walking, you're tapping her ass, you're groping her. It is sexual assault. Or maybe you're having sex with a girl. I think it's called stealthing. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but there's something like that where you're having sex with somebody, there's a condom on, she has consented to you having sex with her because of that condom, and in between that she's not really paying attention, you remove the condom. That is rape. It's a form of rape. And now I don't know whether in the Nigerian law, I'm not updated, you guys go do your rape. I will update you guys on that. But like, once you now remove the condom and then you start sleeping with that girl, it is still rape. So you guys have to be careful. Update yourself in things that are going on. A lot of things that have been normalized as, oh, I'm a bad guy, it is actually a crime, and that's why a lot of you people will be locked up if you're not careful. Like I said, it's not until you tear somebody's clothes that you're a rapist. Once she has withdrawn that consent and you don't stop, you're now a rapist. So that's my own 2 cents.
Okay, so I have a comment from WhatsApp here that says, how come more than one woman made allegations? Well, it happened in the UK, so it will be duly investigated. Also, Very Dark Man has no influence in the UK. This is not Nigeria. I think VDM should calm down. He now thinks he's the bastion of the truth. See, one thing I don't understand about this Very Dark Man of a person is how he has this God complex, and the fact that he feels like he has to, insert himself in every matter, anything that happens on social media. He has to set his camera. He has to be the one. he has to be the one, just coming out to give us all the truth, and whatever he says is the right thing. And I think people are finally catching up to him, and they're realizing what kind of scummy he is, because this is just Almajiri activism that he's doing up and down. You want to fight for the youth.
If only Jenny Glow had
fighting for
her
money
business
and all that, like so many things. You are not that credible. You are not a police officer. If you want to be a detective, maybe you should go to school or
no be angry.
Maybe go to school or something, because the guy is honest. You guys have made me
I'm so sorry, Yola. I'm so sorry. As we're talking, this like talking, entered her mouth. But sorry, she was asking about who Jenny Glue is. The reason why I said about Very Dark Man. So Jenny Glue, she's someone that is very popular. She sells skincare products, right? And she's like a celebrity because she used to use the Big Brother people. So that's how people really knew her. Nengi, they used to like influence for her brand. Apparently, she did not now have NAFDAC registration, and Very Dark Man then came to be exposing her that how can you be? So a lot of people resonated with what he was doing at the time. We thought that, okay, this person is reasonable. You're calling out something that should be, how are you selling things to people and you don't have NAFDAC registration? That's how he became popular. So people, every time then he then goes crazy. Like people be like, if only this girl had just registered her damn business, we wouldn't have this man, because that was how he actually came about.
Yeah, but then for me, the story is not even necessarily about Very Dark Man. I highlighted it earlier. Yes, people have their beef with him. He has overstretched his muscles certain times, but the big question is, when are we going to believe rape victims? Because somebody can be in severe pains from rape and you are not believing them because they don't have proof. So we will create a highly dysfunctional society. That's the problem. And Very Dark Man saying, if you don't have proof, I'm not calling you a liar. Of course, he did not invalidate her pain, which gave me some subtle kind of respect there for him. But he's saying that we cannot believe you as a public if there is no proof. But this woman does not have proof. So when are we going to start believing rape victims?
But me, my own is just that at the end of the day, why is it that when somebody comes out to come and say that they're raped, the first thing you say is, you just say it's a lie, you want to invalidate the person's experience? Mind you, we're living in a country where we hear a lot of rape cases. A lot of men are actually raping young girls, raping young boys, raping women, and mind you, they are getting away with it. So we're living in a society where our justice system is not doing enough in punishing rapists, and still you know that these things are happening. You know what your guys are doing, all of you know, but somehow when a woman comes out to come and say that she has been raped, you find it hard to believe. And I'm just like, and I know the importance of actually being proven guilty first, because somebody might actually want to lie, but I want to tell you guys that the people that would lie is just a small fraction to actually the number of women that are being abused. Why can't you just say, okay, let me even be neutral? Okay, I wouldn't even say anything. I don't believe you, but I'm never going to come and castigate you and say, oh, you're a liar. Why can't you even just wait for courts to do their own? But a lot of people, you attack women because you know that they are saying the truth. There's some truth to what they are saying. You attack what they are saying, you invalidate their stories, you discredit their stories, and then you're now saying that, oh, why are women not speaking up? Why are women not? Women will not speak up because when they speak up, they are not getting justice.
So some people
Breaks
say that
and hustle through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere.
Go to, okay, you're saying what? 3 months old.
From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an
80-year-old woman. What is attracting you or calling or making you hard about an 80-year-old woman that you're raping her? So at the end of the day, the rapists are the problem, not even the women.
Yeah, so
or
interesting.
Anything.
What?
So,
you just weak me. We have to go on a quick break, and we want to play Angelique Kidjo. It's not her song. This is a Davido song featuring Caveman and Angelique Kidjo. But yes, just to tell you how she's crossed through generation. Na money.
Na money.
Na money be fine, bobo.
Period.
Sky. There has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music. We scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle.
Welcome back. This is still Rhythm 93.7 FM. What's Hot Show, where we talk about everything trending on social media. You just finished to listen to Namoni by Davido, Caveman, and Angelique Kidjo. I was just giving big thumbs and shout outs to Angelique Kidjo for, her recent Walk of Fame star that she got. We really, really congratulate her because she is absolutely a living legend to me. Yeah.
Please, don't be angry. Talking about Davido, you guys, welcome back to the show. You guys know that Davido and Wandiku, if you like say one beef, because I've not really paid attention to the beef, but apparently apparently there's revenge porn involved. Somebody released a naked picture of Wandiku on the internet, and Davido as petty. And Davido, as petty as he is, he then reposted.
As petty as he is, I thought it was your idolo.
He reposted it. Well, I mean, in this case now, I don't support that nonsense. So raw rubbish. But the reason why I even brought it up because I want to ask who is the bigger hit maker in Wandiku and Davido, because a lot of people have been saying, nobody do like Wandiku. That thing that he said by himself, a lot of people actually acknowledge the fact that Wandiku is such a star, and his vocals, he has one of the best, if not the best, in Nigeria and whatnot. But then now they've been comparing both of them that who is a bigger star? Of course it's Davido that is the bigger star, but like who is the bigger hit maker in Wandiku and Davido? Who do you think it is?
Eniola, do you want to go?
Honestly, for me, I don't know. They are both good musicians, and Wandeko is an amazing vocalist actually. So I like them both actually. But I don't know who has more hits. I think it will be Davido.
Of course. Because a lot of okay, right, so because me I want
so thank you very much for that question.
Okay.
It's very disturbing. Because my answer no go as you want.
Don't worry, just go first.
Yes, I don't like it when they compare artists and musicians, especially in the likes of Davido and Wandiku. Now let's look at it. It's easy to say, who is the biggest hit maker? Sorry, making a hit is shoving down the music down the people's throats.
I disagree.
No, hold on. Wait, when the music is sweet and good and you don't do the right marketing, it will sleep in your cupboard.
whether you like it or not. So there's always this dynamics around, you know, an artist having their hit song out there. And that's why I respect every artist hustle, from A-list to underground artists. You cannot compare them, especially when they are good. So what Davido did, is it right? It's absolutely wrong. Posting it, I mean, Chidera, he deleted it.
Someone posted it,
and he
posted it. That's
and
a
so
different
that's
thing. No, posting and reposting is not.
Okay, let me rephrase. He reposted it. Yeah. So yesterday, Chidera wanted to have this conversation. I thought it was hilarious. We're laughing here in the studio, but then at the end of the day, guy, what happened to keep being your brother's keeper when it comes to that kind of thing?
I see. At the end of the day, all of them were trolling themselves, and they actually even trolling their sex lives and whatnot. Because I mean, Wandiko also trolled him too. I mean, you saw the video of Davido kneeling to beg a woman, and you know, I mean, whether he called him Toto something or I don't know, I can't remember. But both of them have been so razzed. But let's even go back to the music aspect of it. I think Davido is a bigger hit maker, obviously. And I mean, there was a time when Wandiko was a bigger artist, and you know, Davido, when he was 14, there was an old picture that surfaced when he went to, like, I think a Wandiko's concert, and you know, he was like the fan. Oh, see me, I'm with Wandiko, and I don't remember. I think it was D'banj at the time. They were the big stars. And in an interview, a very recent interview where Davido was talking, he was like, "Oh, they are mad because I mean, I came from nowhere and I surpassed them." I know that Davido, he gave pride, but the thing is about Davido is that he has something to back up that pride. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Davido cannot sing. Wandiko has better vocals." It's not about who has better vocals. It's about who is the bigger hit maker, who has more legacy. By the time both of them are gone, now who would they remember that? Okay, this now your hits.
They'll remember the both of them.
I know they remember Wandiko. So I mean, Wandiko also has a lot of hits, but like the bigger hit maker at the end of the day is Davido. But because Davido doesn't have good vocals, they like to discredit, you know, his work and say, "Oh, because he's not a great singer." It's not just singing that makes you an artist. If not by singing, a lot of our mainstream artists will not even be mainstream. A lot of people that have talents are not mainstream. They are just there. They are broke. At the end of the day, it is God's grace, it is talent, it is charisma, a lot of things that,
and it is money.
Has also,
and it is
money.
So
it's not Wandiko that doesn't have money. Remember that he was a bigger artist at some point, bigger than this guy. So what I can say that Wandiko doesn't have money.
Into that.
See, at the end of the day, people should stop discrediting the work that Davido has done, because he keeps on proving himself. Because I mean, because he's from a rich home, people keep on discrediting that. Because say your papa money. If he easy, I don't want to mention him because his papa na billionaire. But there's one particular artist. If it's about money, by now he'll be mainstream. But to tell you that Davido also has talent, even if he might not have the great vocals, but he also has talent. For him to dominate the industry since like 2011, this is 2026. If you give that guy another 10 years, he will still be running it. He will still be dominating. Artists have tried to come up and they flopped, but Davido is still standing, and that's why it's 001. Thank you so much.
I'm clapping my hands for Davido.
Talking about Burna Boy. Where Burna Boy?
Can I now speak?
But where Burna Boy dey?
He dey in house.
Okay.
I'm clapping.
Burna Boy, yes, please, I miss you. Cause some controversy or something. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I'm clapping my hands for Davido. I'm clapping my hands for Wandi Cole as well. The problem should not be about dissing their career. The problem should be about them going to resolve their issues and stop striking fans to start asking who is better and whatnot. Like, it's very disgusting.
But the thing is that it would always happen. Comparison.
Yes, it will. But then when we speak like this, it just creates that little thing, that little awareness that it can really, because it makes no sense that you're comparing artists. It makes no sense that you're comparing their pockets, because when you compare the hits, you're comparing their marketing pockets, and it absolutely makes no sense. All fingers like this are not equal. So what is the real beef? Why are they fighting each other? You don't know. As fans, una just say that they quarrel, una pick them up, say okay, who don't make big hits. That's not the real issue. And they should go solve their problems.
And nothing that people notice. All these artists, they are using our head sometimes just to like make us talk, and so that they will even be trending. Most of them they'll go to and be eating kilishi in their house and be drinking beer, laughing and say, "Oh, see these fools wasting their life." At the end of the day, still pop culture, sha.
So exactly. Any other place?
All right, moving on to the next conversation. This one actually suits me. So there was a video I saw on X where a couple of men were beating up this guy in question, and you know, they had to give us a backstory that he beat up his female co-worker, right? He beat up his female co-worker with a mop stick. He beat her with the mop stick until the mop stick broke, and then the lady did not even drag with him. She went back home, called her brothers, and when he saw the brothers were coming, he wanted to run away, but they were able to ambush him and they dealt with him.
Yeah.
So let me take a couple of comments. The comments are not okay. Someone even showed the comment saying this is the mopping stick he used in flogging her for refusing to do the job that is not part of her job. Okay, so what happened was actually that they were both working for Chinese people, right? They were both Chinese, or they are both Chinese translators, and they were doing some form of renovation in the company. So he wanted her to help the laborers or something like that, and she was like, that is not my job description, so what do you mean? And the next thing, he picked up a mop stick and was beating her for that reason. So let me take a comment from the guys. This is Mayo, and it says, if anything happens to him, they will be in big soup and probably go to jail. Calling the police was the right thing to do. And somebody responded to him saying, so when he was beating the sister, he didn't know something will happen, right? This is from Street Bishop, and it says, back in secondary school, a senior prefect came and punished all of us. SS1B, no wahala. He flogged one girl and she didn't cry or give any reaction. So he increased the cane and she still didn't give any reaction or cry, so he left. The girl took permission earlier and went home to call her twin brother. That one also carried his friends, and they disgraced all the prefects in the school after school that day, especially the one that flogged her. That was the last time any senior ever flogged that girl. Last one from Brsky Man says, a weak man, he beat a girl but wants to run at the sight of men. God knows you can't touch my sister, my mom, my daughter and go scot-free. You understand why I have 3 brothers that day before sleeping in jail. When you are out, you might still have to keep watching your back often. That is crazy. That's why you don't fight people, because some people are going to deal with you. But then again, this is just proving my point when I say that I feel like a lot of these men that go around abusing women are weak men that don't dare stand up to their fellow men, because you know that you cannot try, that they are going to beat you. Say this case now, he felt like because she was a woman, she's beneath him. Even though they were doing the same job, he felt that he could actually direct her to go and work with the laborers. And this woman stood up to him saying, oh, that is not my job description. I'm a translator, you are a translator, so what makes you think you can give me order to start working with laborers? And the next thing, you could not control yourself, you could not control your hands, you picked up a mop stick and you were beating a grown woman for that reason. And the only time you could learn your lesson was when she went home to call your fellow grown men to beat you. You are now begging, trying to run away and all that. I like how they dealt with him. That is how they should be dealing with a lot of these men. If you want to show power, if you know that you have power, you can fight, you actually want to fight your fellow men and know how it feels.
One thing about these Nigerian men that they have, is audacity. He might not have money, he might not have any audacity, but you see audacity, I don't know where they
know where to buy
I don't know whether they are born with it or somehow they pick it up. But the audacity is actually, in fact, is very shocking. I'm almost speechless. I don't even know what to say. Because what do you mean that your colleague at work, you're ordering her to do something? Mind you guys are on the same level. Number one, you ordered her to do something. She says she's not doing it. Out of everything to do, you didn't even do the regular one that the average Nigerian man would do and say, oh, you're not how will you be? You don't even do verbal exchange or something. You carried mop stick, and it's your audacity. And I think it's the lack of consequences that we have in this society. Because I don't know what must have been going through that man's head that he thought that it was okay for you to carry a mop stick to beat your colleague. Like, you didn't think of any repercussion that, oh, this person will have somebody that will come and fight for her, or you didn't even think that this woman might even beat you, because say you know rate, I say, and a woman, if he handle her, I go beat her. The audacity is actually crazy. And then now she has people that came to come and fight for her. But this is what we're talking about, misogyny. You hate a woman so that now you have now turned it into physical thing. I'm just looking at your audacity. You picked a mop in an organization. You picked a mop stick to beat a woman. What were you thinking? That maybe somebody will not come and fight for her? But thank God that at least she has people. Because even if she did not have anybody, I want to ask, I don't know other people in the organization. What were these other people doing when they were beating this woman?
And the fact that, when they leave Nigeria, they know how to behave. Because I know you dare not. You walk up to a white woman and start beating her up because you delegated some liberal's job to her and she didn't do it, and you feel like you can't. By the time you pay with everything you have earned in your entire life, you are going to learn your lesson. So when it comes to that, you know how to treat them well, you know how to behave yourself. But African women are the ones that deserve punishment. They are the ones that are your punching bags. They are the ones that doesn't deserve any respect whatsoever from you guys.
That's sad.
See, there is no excuse. Like, no matter what had happened, this woman, number one, she's not your wife. First of all, because it's very
okay somehow in this part of the world for married men to lift their hands on their wives. Maybe not all married men, I beg, no shades to the ones that are responsible, but you see those demons that will get married to people's daughter and say they want to frustrate their destiny. Those are the ones I'm referring to. So number one, this man, she's not your wife, she's not your sister, she's not your property, Abba, she's a human being. She's not a punching bag. She's not platform for you to learn how to punch people, and then you now carry mop stick and say you want to beat her, another person's sister, another person's beloved, another person's daughter. Kini, what is your problem? As in, see, he did not receive what he deserved though. If it's only the fact that the brothers came to beat him and it has ended there, it go pain me. This man is supposed to serve some time.
That's why I always say that if I ever find myself in a situation where a man feels like, okay, he can show power, it is just to go and pay a group of agbero. At least they will come to they will be useful in that scenario, right? Just give them your picture, let them beat anywhere they see you. May they just go, they fight you for no reason. You would have no idea who is beating you up, who is paying them to keep fighting you. Anywhere you go Obalindeo, you dey Aja, you dey Surulere, they go just they fight you. Then shebi you want to show power, fight your fellow men, then you know what it feels like.
I mean, mine is just that Vera just kept on her marrying with somebody's sister, somebody. What about how about you not beating a human being?
Yes.
Because I mean, if it were to be that you're having a disagreement with a man, you will not think that you're carrying a mop stick, to beat him, even if maybe you're harassed that way. But I think I don't know the kind of like organizations they are working in, but there's something that once you fight, there's some organizations that is there in the code of conduct. Once you fight, you're going. At least this university I went to, you can do any other thing. If you do drugs, they'll maybe give you suspension for a while, but you see fighting, they don't used to play with fighting. Expulsion, because fight, you never know what can happen in a fight. You can kill somebody, you carry mob sick now, you don't know how much the person can endure beating or that pressure, and then you're beating somebody that you don't know their health status. What happens when that woman, or if that woman drops dead, you say, oh, it was the devil, you just wanted to discipline her. And that's why I'm trying to find the audacity that you had, that you thought that it was okay in an organization. You're not even in the marketplace, in an organization, that you thought that it was okay that you will carry something and be beating another human being, a grown human being for that matter. This guy, they actually need to lock him up, because this should be some sort of criminal, what am I saying, it's a criminal offense. This is assault.
I need to know where he bought his audacity from, because they know they bomb people with this kind of stupid
now why me if I shock
audacity.
now, and even that company, nobody did there to even stop the whole thing. Anyways, can we move on?
Yes, but before moving on,
Okay,
we have to go on a quick break. And yes, our love for cavemen just skyrocketed. I want to play another caveman song. It's called Selence. Those two brothers, I love the rhythm that they create. Everything they create together is beautiful.
I hope they don't have Jude in their family.
Well, one a lawyer.
One
a lawyer already. So let's listen to Selence and be right back.
It's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your...
Welcome back. Are you Selense? Are you doing Shakara? Because cavemen, they are taking us to the time of Victor Waifo, Sonny Ade, Osadebe. Oh my gosh. Music that our father gave to us as gifts. Because we grew up and we had to listen to different catalogs, and it's beautiful. Anyways, welcome back. This is still What's Hot. That was just a quick break of the drama going on social media. Well, this show we talk about social media, and if you want to get to know the people that you're listening to right now, we're streaming live on YouTube currently. No dull moment. Make sure you join us in live stream. Give us a thumbs up, and also let us know in the comment section what you think about every story that we're talking about, so we can quickly move on to another story. So moving on to the next story, right? Ehi Ogbebo has opened up about her controversial relationship with 2 failed marriages. So she's been married twice. For those of you who don't know Ehi Ogbebo, she's a renowned CEO here in Lagos, and she has like an interior company, or rather not called the name, and she also has a hotel, right? And I know it's somewhere around Osapa, London, that she has a one of her, outlets. She's doing well for herself, and there's been this drama. I think I should just give you guys the tea and the gist. But although what caught me in this story is the fact that she says she does not date married men, but the only married man she dated is MC Oluomo because he's a Muslim. So that struck me, like, because he's a Muslim, so you dated him, not married him. Now gave me like, auntie, what are you saying? But there's been this drama around her, Dabota, and dad, and it's so crazy that I see successful women begin to drag themselves. They're obviously doing well for themselves, right? But then begin to drag yourselves like, na man, they sort you out. I send you go, you rats. You go, they sleep with different men. The different things that we heard them saying to each other, and it's quite disturbing. But the most disturbing part, in her trying to be open on a podcast, is saying that the only married man she's ever dated is MC Oluomo because he's a Muslim. So that because he's a Muslim, attaching religion to it now drove me mad. Like, Akini, every Muslim man now free of charge, free, pay as you go. You can date him as much as you like because he's a Muslim. What and what does the religion permit? And permit me, this is coming out of ignorance because I've never been a Muslim, but I love my Muslim friends. Big shout out, big love to you. But then are the Muslim men really pay as you go, man, free of charge, man? What is going on? Because this is really a moral,
at the end of
problem.
The day, with the way men used to move in general, you don't even have to be Muslim for you to even have a wife and then be having girlfriends, and which is very wrong. It's so sad that we now live in a society where the morals are non-existent and it has decayed and we have normalized nonsense. At the end of the day, some people would say that, at the end of the day, she doesn't owe the wife anything. Some people say, it's the husband. Yeah, if you're a married man. Okay, before I even go that angle, let me answer Vera's question. So actually, what the Quran provides for is that, yes, you can marry up to 4 wives, but he said marry. Quran did not say have a wife and cheat on her, because when you have a wife and then you're sleeping with another person, then you're cheating on the other person. But when you now marry them officially under the Quran and the Islamic law, then it is okay for you, according to their religion, for them to have like multiple wives. So if she knew that she wanted to be with this person, she could have just married him. That would have made it okay. But the thing that she not say, because he was a Muslim man, because he was a Muslim man does not mean that it's okay for you to date a married Muslim man. So that one is out of the way. So now I think that it's very unfair or it's very somehow that women do not have solidarity. Yes, you do not owe necessarily, you do not owe, but I still think you still owe them some kind of thing, because at least, let's even forget karma, because I don't believe it exists, but sometimes it exists because some people, the reason why their husbands are philandering now is because they've also disturbed other married women. So it's like karma, although some people it doesn't to catch them. But I would just say that at least have some respect for your fellow woman. This one is for my fellow woman. I wouldn't want somebody to do this to me. I wouldn't want to be crying at night because my husband is not at home. I don't want to be crying at night because my husband is in the bosom of another woman. Why can't you people put yourself in some women's shoes and behave accordingly? But because you're self-centered, you only care about your feelings, what you want. Well, after I did not approach him, he came to come and meet me, so let me do whatever I want to do with him, forgetting that is somebody else's husband. Men, they have something called bro code. As a guy, you shouldn't be involved with you shouldn't be involved with a woman that is with my friend and whatnot. Yes, whether they obey it and whatnot, there are still some of them that obey it to its T. But women, we don't have anything like that, and it's very unfortunate that we are not together, we are not united, we do not look out for each other, and that's why patriarchy, misogyny will keep on. I know that the men are the big problem, but we are enablers of it, and that's why it will continue to stay, because we do not have each other's back, and it's a very bad thing. Yes, so this is not a crime to sleep with somebody's husband, but it's a moral feeling. Is that how we want to live in a society where we are now normalizing that it is okay for you to put your eyes in somebody's property? This is covetousness, something that does not belong to you. Somebody else is justifying it, and you're now going on a podcast. Bring back shame to society. Actually, bring back shame.
Thank you very much. Praise God will bless you.
Amen.
Hey,
Amen.
Jesus.
Amen.
Because look at a woman of her standard coming out to normalize sleeping with a man because he's a married Muslim. First of all, is even an insult to the entire Islam religion, because what the heck,
it's not an insult.
Because
generally it's Nigerian, you are Muslim or you are Christian, lot of them, they have side chicks.
I'm not even talking about the man now. Okay. The man is not my problem here. He's a woman that has a lot of women looking up to her, a lot of young girls looking up to her, and that kind of statement can now make you have an influx of young girls looking for married Muslim men.
And excusing it with the fact
that they are Muslims.
Yeah, so but another thing I would like to say is that it feels like whenever all those Lagos big girls friendship breaks apart, there is always trying to bring yourselves down. You were friends at a point in your life, so even if things are not working out, I don't think you have to come around and air your dirty laundry all over the internet and all that, and you just discredit yourself. Now we already know that there is this narrative of any successful woman. It has to be one politician, one NURTW worker, one chief that is funding your lifestyle and all that. And now you coming out to say this kind of thing, you are further fueling the narrative that as a woman you can't make money by yourself unless you have sugar daddies on the side. So you are dragging them is dragging you. They are talking about you guys sleeping with Tonto DK's ex-husband. Like it's so
petty, so toxic.
somehow like it's already happening hard enough as a woman to be able to prove yourself to people that I got here by hard work. So even if your friendships are no longer working, at least just let it go and don't go around embarrassing yourselves all over social media.
I agree.
And Yola did not tell me this, but sorry. But I think that what she was looking for is that it's so rash. This is a rash behavior.
Yes,
you can have disagreements. You are no longer friends with this person. Fall out with them. Let it go. And it now shows that you're even a bad person, because you knew that your friend was sleeping with a married man when you were friends, but you co-signed it, you endorsed it. But because you guys are no longer friends now, you are now coming to come and expose. It even means that you're a hypocrite. So at the end of the day, if you want to fight. Stop airing your dirty linear in public. Men will never do that. Now women, a lot of people are now discrediting Daiden's business, saying that it was funded by a man. Women can make it without men, period. And stop pushing dangerous narratives.
Okay, so thank you so much, but this is where we really have to go today. If you want to know more about these days and all the
moments when you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath,